Hello, beautiful souls. First of all, I would like to formally introduce myself. My name is Brandy Dye. I am an intuitive reader here with you guys on messages and guidance from the universe. I have a lot of energy, um, and I need to I need to get it out. So, I also had some questions earlier, Bill and I, about you know for some of you guys that may be getting into reading and you're worried about your personal space. I figured I would start off with an introduction on reading tarot and getting yourself acquainted and comfortable with where you're at in your journey. So, we're going to start with a card reading tutorial, just really quick. We're going to just start with just an opening ritual, okay? Welcome, Bill. Okay, so introduction to reading. When you are sitting down to read, you want to make sure that your energy is flowing properly. Okay, you want to make sure that before you read another person, your energy is balanced, and that you're not frustrated, that you're not upset, that you're not in your emotions, because those kind of frequencies can throw you off from being a clear channel. So the first thing that I would suggest is before you do a reading for anyone, salt bath or earthing outside with your shoes off and feet in the dirt, and any mantra or meditation of you guys' choice. Okay, so starting with a salt bath or earthing is always a recommended number one before going to begin a reading, okay, even if it's for yourself. A lot of people may sway you and tell you that you can't read cards for yourself, but that's an absolute lie. Sometimes just simple, very direct questions usually can answer some yes or no questions, or to get a quick past, present, future look at things when you pull maybe a spread of 3 cards. Um, the next thing is do not stress yourself out so much about knowing the meanings of your cards, okay? Because this is mostly intuitive. So, as you may know certain meanings of the cards, what you're going to get from them when you do read is the fact that you're going to pick up on the energy. The first initial thought that you have is usually going to indicate to you what the card is trying to tell you. So, just to get that out of the way really quick, a lot of people have that question too. Is, I don't know all the meanings, how do I do this? Okay, so going back to cleansing rituals, starting with a salt bath or earthing out in the yard with no shoes on, or meditations, getting yourself into alignment. Make sure that this is behind me right here is actually my sacred space. Usually I do read on my drum because I read to the beat of a different drum. So that's just me. That was the altar of my choice that I chose for my card readings, but I just have the oracle board in my lap today. Another thing, I am probably the only person that I have ever seen in my whole entire life that actually reads on top of an oracle board, because that's actually what it's for. Okay, so with some of you guys having some concerns about whether or not your space is safe to read in, we're going to go over a couple of different things. The first thing that I want you guys to understand is that when you are reading, or when you all are using tools of divination, you want to make sure that your sacred space is clean. Dust particles, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, make sure that periodically you're cleansing your space, and as well as your body. So, just to say that, first thing, make sure your body is cleansed. Second thing, make sure that your space is cleansed. Third thing, Most crystals, you can put them out in the full moon or new moon. New moons are more powerful to charge your crystals because you can set new intentions for them. Okay. The dark moon is always the most powerful and potent for cleansing as well, and for setting intentions, period. So full moons are about releasing the energy. So releasing energy from your crystals is always great. Stick them out in a full moon ritual. Just leave them out in the moonlight. Make sure that you pick them up from outside before dawn, before the sunlight actually has a chance to, smack your items. So the next thing would be to, full moons, cleansing stones, or even your cards. If you trust to leave them outside, you can ziplock them, and you can even charge your cards outside. Something that I do too. I haven't done it since the last time I did it under a new moon ritual because at least, I don't know, 4 of my decks were blessed. So what I would do, just to start out with us here, is I'm going to take a little bit of sage and place in shell. And what I have here is just wild, loose sage, white sage, that I harvested here in Oklahoma. This is just the fallout from bundle making, just by the way. Pretty neat little thing, Abundance is in nature, so I'll throw that out there all day long. Okay, so I'm going to light this sage here. This is my choice of aromatherapy. This is also my choice herb for cleansing, especially cleansing the air, just clearing the air. Metaphor, clearing the air. But if you guys don't have sage, you guys can use incense. You can even use oil aromatherapies as well for cleansing your sacred space. But sometimes when it comes to stuff like this and opening up ourselves as a channel, you might need to have like some dragon's blood incense or some Damascus rose is always a good herb or incense kind of to burn to actually cleanse yourself as a conduit. So for those of you that have never heard of Damascus rose, you can burn it just like incense. And so you'll be cleansing yourself, which is the conduit, which is always important first and foremost to make sure that you're a clear channel. So what I'm going to do here is, before we start, I'm going to cleanse my cards. I'm going to show you guys how to do this and how to do it thoroughly. Another question that I mainly had is, how do I do this? What do I do? You always want to not only make sure that your body, your space, and your tools are cleansed, but make sure that when you sit down, you have a specific and very focused intention, okay? That way, no interruptions can dissuade you from your own intuition and you being able to cleanly tap into that, okay? So I'm gonna get this going really good. Let me have a good smoke signal here. Palo Santo is always really good. Palo Santo is good to clear the third eye chakra and to help give you more clarity. Palo Santo is really good. Palo Santo, or you can also get some of this, which is Yerba Santa, and it comes in smudge, just like sage. I fucking laughed my ass off because I used to work in an Earthbound and I got this months ago. And this was like the largest Palo Santo bundle I've ever freaking seen in my life. And it was only $7. So I jumped on that really quick and in a hurry. You know me, I'm a bargain shopper. So yeah, Palo Santo is really, really great. You have sage, and then yerba santa. Yerba santa is a really good psychic cleanse herb. So this is why I have this smudge here too. Uh, yeah. So anyway, first thing, cleanse the vessel, cleanse the tools. And what I'm going to do is usually I just take my cards like this and I just kind of grace over the I just graze them front and back into the smoke. I might do that one by one depending on when I tap into my tools and feel how much they need to be cleansed. Like right now, this deck needs to be cleansed really well, so we're gonna just douse the cards here one by one. And I know it takes a lot for 78 cards, but it's worth it. And you really don't, when you're cleansing your tools, you really don't want to rush the process, because you need to be able to tap into the energy and you need to be able to feel when you have that energy good and cleansed out. So there's another thing. Don't get in such a hurry, okay? Because all of the details that you really need, that are the most important, get missed when we move too quickly. So this is what I'm saying. It's very important that when you are smudging your cards, you make sure that you can tap into the energy and feel, you can feel when that energy releases from your objects. Um, so just go through them one at a time, even if you have to. Sometimes you don't have to, because you can tap into the energy and it's just going to tell you just to run your cards, really quickly, like over the smoke, and you can do that front to back. Sometimes if there's minimal energy, that's it counteractive. Sometimes you can just hold the deck just like this and just kind of roll it in the smoke. But that's up for your discernment when you're cleaning your tools. Like I said, you can intuitively tap into your own tools. And yes, it's just easier. And for me, it's more effective. I go through mine one by one. Sometimes I'll burn up a lot of sage, or I'll burn up a lot. To do that with Palo Santo, you have to light the Palo Santo stick every 5 seconds, but that's no big deal. Just like I said, it's a ritual, just as it is to cleanse your body and cleanse your vessel. It is just as much of a ritual to sit with your cards patiently until you know that your cards are a clear tool to allow you to be a clear channel. Because I will tell you one thing, if you guys do not pay attention to these details and you want to just gung-ho it, your readings are not going to be very on par. And you're also going to get a lot of mixed signals. You're going to get readings that don't make sense, because they will throw you off. So this is why it's important, guys, for the cleansing rituals, for every little thing. Even if it seems annoying, this is most likely, if you're being drawn to this, it's why. Because you need to learn some patience. Trust me, I'm a triple fire sign, so I have had a very long journey of learning how to be still in the moment and embracing it as well. So, okay, so we're going to get here one by one. I'm going to try to move this along a little faster. I am an energy magician, so if I wanted to, I could just literally smack this deck and have it cleanse, roll it around in the smoke just a couple of times, but that's not the point. I'm here to teach for the moment before we get into these card pulls. So this is what I'm going to do. This is what I was guided to do. So we're going to do this the long way. We're going to do this the long way. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer in the meantime. It's just really important to clear your space, clear your tools. Make sure that you set very, very focused intentions for your readings. here in a minute. Everybody's different. Everyone calls on their angels, their masters, their way showers, and their guides differently. But again, it's about a focused abracadabra, as you speak it, intention. That's it, basically. Most people would say, I call upon my angels, my masters, my way showers, and my guides. Allow me to be a clear channel for the collective. Allow me to dispel any negative correspondence within the messages that I am receiving. That's always really important. You do not want to channel energies that are deceptive, so you must speak a specific intention to be an open and be a clear channel, but not to allow the lower level energies to become a part of that frequency of communication that you're now on. It's very, very important to keep balance in that aspect. Spoken words, spoken intentions are very, very crucial to everything that we do, because this is just the way that metaphysics works. This is the way that energy works, and this is how we can allow ourselves to be the magician with all of the tools in front of us to be able to literally manifest what it is that we need to see, speak, hear, or touch, or taste, right? With all of the senses that we have. So it's really important to be very mindful of your words, how you speak them, what intentions you have when you speak them, because as you speak it, you create it. Okay, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Okay. Even if you guys don't get to catch this live, and if there aren't very many people here, for whoever's here, I'll pull a card for you, and then I will just do a quick reading for the collective. And then that way, anybody that clicks on this video, you guys are just going to be able to, there's going to be a message for everyone here. So I'm just going to do it that way since we only have one viewer right now. So for that one viewer, Bill, if that's you, if you have a question, leave me a question in the comment section. And then when I'm done pulling cards for you, I will give us all a collective message. So, another thing I just want to put in there, guys, is don't do as I do exactly. You know, you guys want to be able to allow yourselves to form your own voice and to form your own way of ritual so that you're comfortable with what you're doing, because that is really, really important as well. You want to be comfortable with where you're at. So now that my cards have gotten the majority of the business, you know, I'm just going to move this along and go ahead and set the intentions for my cards. Clear. Sometimes just a simple word, command, knowing that you have the power of commandment within you as a sovereign being. Sometimes it is that simple. When you guys are more focused with your energy and how it works, and knowing that when you close your eyes and you can see this energy flow and function within everything that you are and everything that is external of you, including the external versions of tools of you, which is what your tools become, your crystals, your cards, your pendulums, all of it become an extension of you, and as you are the extension of the I am. So when you guys are more familiar with energy working, then a simple word command can cleanse cards. It's thought, it's intention, it's commandment, it's execution. So when you guys get a little bit more comfortable with yourselves and your own abilities, you'll be able to do things like that too, and you won't have to go through the lengths of the rituals. But just to say, the rituals are there just to teach you and help you get a foothold in building your foundations. Okay, building your intuitive foundations, right? Because it doesn't just happen overnight. We all have intuitive skills, but it takes some time and focus and intention to hone in on them. So that's another thing to be thinking about when, you know, to try not to be fearful of reading cards, or reading cards for yourself or reading cards for someone else. You know, don't be fearful of it, because if you have this intuitive gift, you know, reading cards is one surefire way to help hone in those skills and make you pretty fucking ninja. So, make sure that your breath is even. Phil, are you still with me? Right. Alright, I am ready to go. So, before I get started on the collective read, does the one person watching have a question? Could you please respond yes or no? Or respond with your question, please? Okay, if not, we're just going to give a collective message. And to start out with, I'm just going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from the Moonology deck, which is one of my favorites. And for me, I'm tapping into the Moonology because I want to connect to star energy. What do we have going on in the LionsGate? What is going on in the LionsGate portal? Tomorrow is the peak of the Sirius opening, the Sirius gate, the Sirius portal. So we're going to see what is coming through this portal. Let's find out what is going on. Smack dab in the middle of LionsGate. My birthday is Monday, 3 days away. Really hoping and praying for good things. I have a lot of crazy shit going on in my life right now. My niece is missing. People's family are dying. People are dying everywhere. People's long-term pets are dying. People's cars are breaking down. I don't know. I've seen some 20-year, some odd 40-year relationships coming to an end, and you know, that's just the downside of things. The upside of things is that I am seeing so many beautiful, amazing things happening in this world right now simultaneously amidst the chaos, and I can just take a moment of gratitude today to be grateful for those things that are kind of outshining all the shitty shit, you know? Anyway, I like to talk, guys, and when I don't have any interaction going on in the comments, you're gonna get this. So, just love me, and I'll love you back. And anyway, we've got 2 cards out. We say, oh my gosh, we have, I need one more. I need just one more card, and then we're gonna get into this. One more card. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, so they gave me 2 more cards, so we're just gonna do 4. 4-4. Oh, I have been seeing that number a lot lately. 444, 1111. Okay, so these are portal numbers, guys. If you also see 777 or 77 in duplicity, any of these numbers in duplicity or in quadruplicity, Okay, when you see them enforce, dude, let me just tell you how powerful that shit really is. Okay, underneath the deck we have nothing will come of this situation. It means that if we don't put our intuitive thoughts, our intentions, then nothing is going to change. If we don't put some kind of effort into making change happen. This is also a change that is not set in stone as well. This is the void of course moon. When I hear the word void, I think about the deep space, and what it instantly takes me to metaphysics in knowing what dark matter is. Dark matter is like the Big Bang of all creation. Okay? The Big Bang is the space, the deep space, the void. One spectrum of light touches this energy, and it multiplies, and it duplicates, and it creates stars and energy and more life force. So you have a dual natured life force that comes together from this void energy. The void is the creation of everything, and if you really want to know what the void is, it's unconditional love, guys. It's God, source. It's the main ad of creation. Okay, so nothing will come of the situation if you don't speak magic into it. If you don't speak it and create it, nothing will come. Stagnancy, we could stay there. We may not understand, but everything that we create in the universe from this spectrum, from the human spectrum, is basically like reverse psychology. So when you see nothing, know that there's everything. Know that it's everything. Know that you can create from what you think is nothing, but it really holds all the answers and all the keys. So nothing can come of this situation unless you give it life, unless you speak life into it, okay? So, with that being said, let's get into these 4 cards. We have first a fiery climax approaches. So this is Aries, Capricorn. No, this is Aries, full moon and Aries energy. But with everything that's been going on, there's a fiery climax that is approaching. They're telling us now to believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Bring love into the situation. Because futuristically, a win-win forecast is in the cards. Okay, so collectively, this is huge. Collectively. Personally, you guys can take this how it resonates. You know what I mean? Fire climax, to believe in the possible. We're being pushed very heavily right now in the collective to believe in impossible things. All of the things that we never thought possible. Like talking to each other in our minds. Like moving objects with our minds. Like being able to elevate ourselves to this place of oneness and wholeness within. You know? Yin and yang. Duality. Everything. All of these things are reaching a climax right now. We've all been able to feel this for the last several years. Those of you I know that will watch this video, you're all intuitive. It's why you're here. It's why the universe guided you to connect to other like-minded people like you, so that you would not feel separate, so that you would not feel lost, so that you would be able to, in an otherworldly way, be able to connect through all of your connections, to be able to connect to yourself. But everything that's being pushed in the collective right now at its fiery climax, with all of the craziness going on, just the dark-seated shit that you're seeing exit the system. You know, we're at this point, crucially, where if we want something to come out of the situation, we have to learn to believe in the impossible. We have to bring love into the situation, which is this last moon in Aquarius, this is a new moon, but we just had a full moon in Aquarius, but this is what that full moon has brought out. This is what the Sirius gate is opening for us, so that we can have a win-win forecast, so that we can overturn these turn of events that are taking place in our world physically. This means that there's this fiery climax that each and every single one of us are feeling within, deep down in ourselves, to begin to believe in the impossible, to believe in beautiful things, to believe that we can change, to believe that we can put forth the action to have a new world. And so it's bringing love into the situation now. We're being enlightened. We're being awakened. We're being taught now to believe in the impossible, to believe in ourselves, to use this momentum, this fiery climax of energy, which I do feel like this energy came in a couple of months ago when we did have Aries and Mars in retrograde. That energy is still working. That energy is also pushing. That's the energy that's pushing the Sirius gate open, I believe, because it came in a couple of months ago. This energetic momentum is opening this gate, this portal of illumination, of light, of positivity, change, the winds of change and the sands of time, guys. So we're being called to believe in the impossible, to bring love into the situation, so that we can have this win-win forecast. What do we have at the top of the deck here? Just curious. So we have emotions are running high. Of course they are. We're seeing all kinds of crazy shit happening. We're having to lift our vibrations even higher than we've ever had to push ourselves before. This is something that, a lot of us, we're not used to this. We weren't ready for this, but were we? Were we ready? I believe that we were. I believe that we came ready. I believe that we came knowing. I believe that we came here knowing that when we were little, we believed in impossible things. And now we're being taken back to that childlike state so that we can believe in the impossible. And from the mind of a child, we can bring love into the situation, because a child is trusting. And in order to trust in the universe, we have to be trusting like a child would be trusting, and it's not a coincidence that these specific words would be coming up in this reading, just for the collective, because of the signs, the symbols, the synchronicities that we're all seeing in the 3D world right now. Children are the future. Children lives matter. Now this is becoming more than a BLM thing or something for us to segregate ourselves and fight about, because if we really, as adults, take ourselves outside of that fire climax of things, of fighting with one another, we'd all realize that to some degree or another, we have missing children. We have missing children in our lives. We have troubled children running into the hands of certain people that aren't good, because they're broken, because they're disrupted, and because it needs healing right now in the world. I'll speak from personal experience. My niece Harley has been missing since Monday night. I do believe that she put herself in this situation right now. Do I believe that she's safe? Yes. Yes, I do. Have I gone through all of the fiery climax of emotions in the last week? Absolutely. My mind has taken me into the void, and I have experienced every range of emotions that you can think of. But this is why I decided to do this live, because this isn't just about me, my family. This is about why we're all being in this fiery climax, why we're all being brought together to believe in the impossible, to bring love into the situation so that we can all join together for this liberty. And you see the liberty scales of justice here. I don't know if you can see that real well, but you have the liberty scales of justice here in this card because it's in Libra energy. There's a lot of Libra energy coming around now because justice is coming around. Win-win forecasts are in the future, but we have to believe in it. We have to believe in the impossible. We have to be a part of the change. We have to be willing to step up and take action where we are warranted. We are being called to express our voices, share our hearts, share our intuitions, share our premonitions, share our visions, and share our dreams. And guys, this is giving me chills, okay? It's giving me chills. We have to share our dreams, share our visions, share what we see, join together, help each other, bringing love into the situation. The only thing that I know to say is that we do this. This is how we're balancing out this matrix right now. This is how we're going to win, not only for ourselves personally, but for the world. We're on this grid together in unity, whether we see it or perceive it or not. It's only a matter of perception. And that's another thing about Aquarius and Libra energy you have here. Aquarius and Libra energy are all about focal points of the mind. This is about intelligence. This is about using the intelligence that we were given as human beings to step into the fourfold and be able to create this new age of Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. And it's funny that we have a full moon in August, on August 3rd, during the Sirius gate opening. This is that energy, and it's giving me chills. It's that energy ushering us into the beginning of the Aquarian age. And this is a beautiful thing amongst all of this chaos. It's like a never-ending, indestructible balance here. And understanding that that is the all and the nothing of the void course. The void course, this is why everything feels empty. Our timelines have fallen. Our template is now open. A lovely, lovely, beautiful empty canvas that we now get to fill back up and recreate once again. A clean slate. Naturally, our shadow selves in the void would want to take us down dark paths or take us down thought frequencies that may be darker than we are used to or darker than we want to see. So in the middle of those things, you have to ask yourself, in this void energy, is like, well, if you want something to come of the situation, you have to give it thoughts. Brought me back to a conversation that I had a few days ago about house cleansings and being on call as a paranormal investigator. I've done that too. I do those things all the time. But in most paranormal investigations, when they come across PK manifestations, they don't know what to do with the PK manifestation. Well, if you're an energy magician like I am and you've spent your life, if you've spent your life's work learning about energy, learning about alchemy of energy, then what I have to give in a situation walking to a house that has been suffering under a PK manifestation torture of moving things and angry, and the reason why a PK manifestation creates chaos is because it was created on a psychic's unknowing energy of thought projection. A thought projection in anger, in sadness, depression, violence, negative sexual energy. A PK manifestation is just a ball of energy that was given no intention. It was given all of the chaotic things. It wasn't given purpose. But I can walk into a home that has a PK manifestation that's bad, and I can take that energy and I can focus on it, and I can hone in on it, and I can pour light and intentions. And if I see an animal form throw in my mind, I can push that energy on the metaphysical plane to give it focus, to give it intention, to give it life. And therefore, if a certain animal pops up in my mind, it becomes an animal guide. And most oftentimes, to the person who psychologically created it in the first place, when I give it intention and I give it purpose, that PK manifestation now becomes an animal spirit guide for the person that began its creation, or even if it didn't attach itself to a specific person, or if it was created by many persons over time, I can create that energy and molecularly structurize it to have intent and to become a guide of energy with purpose, intention, clarity, calm, creation, intelligence. So it's no longer wreaking havoc all over the world or all over this house, torturing families and lives that don't need to be tortured. That is what void energy. You're really capable. We are capable of manifesting so much that it's time that we should believe in the impossible. It's time that we should bring love into the situation, because even chaotic things need an energy of love in order to reshape and re-evolve and grow. Because source energy, source creation gave us all the ability and all equal opportunity through all life forces and through all intelligence within the universe to evolve and grow and change in its own due time. And we would not have one without the other. So we must learn to utilize these things in perfect balance between dark and light energies, bringing holy love into the situation, believing in the impossible, and allowing this fiery climax to propel us forward into a win-win outcome. Okay? So, guys, that was pretty heavy. Very, very, very good message from Spirit. So, to end this, I was going to use my own deck, but I'm being guided to pull from the muses. I have the muse drill. I'm just going to pull one card from this. I love these messages. We're going to get a message now from Divine Feminine Energies. Okay, so they gave me two cards. They gave me the Muse of Voices, which is the King of Swords, and they gave me the Lovers, which is about unity, duality. This is about love, bringing in union and duality. The King of Swords card, which is the Muse of Voices. So, okay. Overall energy, we have the Knight of Materials. So some things, while they are moving slowly in the 3D, moving very, very, very fast in the 5D. Very quick, very swift. In the 3D, it just looks very slow. Okay, so the message that they want to give us from the muses, from the Divine Feminine Energy, is that the Lover's card is about soulmates, lovers, attraction, partnerships. And when I say attraction, this could be the law of attraction. You know, you guys need to think in a metaphysical sense as well. You know, choices, sacred kinship, love. The sacred kinship could be about your soul tribes, people that you're coming together with, people that you need to come together with. We're all being gathered together. Okay, in that aspect, this is worldly. This is worldly union. Love is bringing us together. Energy is bringing, sacred kinship is bringing us together. Nudging to ask what you would create if love were the main ingredient. If love were the main ingredient, what would you create with it? So the prompt of this card is the textures of entanglement. So whatever it is that we're entangled in right now that is keeping us from this unity of what we would create with love, if we could create with it, is saying that the muse, all she can smell is the sweet scent of the flower as the curious landscape shifts. It draws her closer and closer still, as if the aroma fills the very sand of this place. She feels drawn in by a completely invisible string. Above, a moon lotus hangs in the sky, and we all know that the moon is about illusions, right? They did mention the moon here. Removing the illusions from our blinders, right? So above, a moon lotus will hang in the sky with giant wings to caress its petals. It feels of love and sunshine. Is it Cupid? An angel? She feels no fear until the moment that she sees her The other person approaching from the opposite bank, skip, skip. Her heart jumps. She feels excited and attracted to the graceful creature, and it is clear that her awareness, yeah, this is a masculine and feminine energy, obviously, yeah. So it's clear that in her awareness, one of the mutual fascinations, the old panic begins to creep in. Memories in her gut, unhealthy experiences, and the rustling wings reach down and inch them closer together. So the message of this card says, little spirit, if you want to love, you must make a choice to love. You must say yes to your heart before the flower opens. The memories are laced with moonlight, sweet skin, union, choices, a sense of words, becoming one, bodies, breathless, voices. And I love that because it comes out with the King of Swords, which is the Muse of Voices in this deck. And in all of my card pulls in the last few days, I've seen nothing but the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So, like, they're all three in cohorts together right now in this energy. But the Page of Swords is about new ideas. New ideas have been forming. New ideas of believing in the impossible things to believe in. Okay, so the Lover's card is bringing in that love integration. You're still feeling that Venus energy, the Eros, the fucking little arrow of Cupid. Some of you are feeling that arrow of Cupid hit your ass right about now. I don't know. This is for some of you guys. So the Muse of Voices is about communicating the truth, intuitive knowing, integrity, directness, honest leadership, diplomacy, finding spiritual truth and purpose, the bird's eye view, blending strategies with intuitive knowing, avoiding manipulation. This is the walkway of consciousness. The Muse of Voices dances freely at the gates of enlightenment and drawing in heavy on both experience and inner clarity. She knows what her mind creates and what it receives from the world. We are both based on her own perception of the facts, and yet she also knows that collective truth, agreed upon reality, is what we must do and use to share our dance of joy. She whispers to speak clearly and step into your position as an unbiased, truth telling leader. Allow the wind to whisk you past any voices that seem to stand in the way between you and your dreams. Be authoritative when it comes to honesty and integrity. Blend diplomacy and intellect your way to transcendence. Steering clear of showy displays made with the false beauty of smoke and mirrors will allow you to focus on the art of the mind. To put your head in front of your heart while you find your voice and use your tools of perceptive independence. So light with me the world on truth, sweet drop of trust. Ignite the flight within me in all our youth, our sacred will, speak bright. And for me, I took this Muse of Voices as the actual finality to the beginning of the reading whenever I was doing the introduction to reading for people. And so basically what the King of, or basically what the Muse of Voices are telling you guys that are wanting to get into reading is that you have to trust your head over your heart, okay? When it comes to trusting your intuition. Your heart and your head, there will be that balance that needs to be placed between your heart and your head because your ego is that one thing standing in the way. And what the muses are saying is that don't do this for a showy sense of show. Don't do this for the wrong reasons because the intentions that you're pouring into what you're doing are going to be what you're going to be producing because that's just what it is. Make sure that you are authoritative when it comes to the spirits around you and knowing and discerning who it is that you're channeling, okay? So the wind that can take you past all the voices to your higher self and all of those voices that seem to stand in the way between you and your dreams, the dreamscape part of your mind that you can connect to when you're wide awake. Steer clear of showy displays made with false beauty or smoke and mirrors. So like I'm saying, like, this journey is not for the faint of heart, guys. If you really truly want to help people, you have to truly do the work within yourselves. It's not just one of those things that you can go and do this for show, because it's not, it's it's not what you're imagining it to be, guys. I'm just telling you that right now. This is more heartfelt. This is a spiritual journey. This is spiritual workings, you know, and you want to be a clear channel for the people that you are working with. And if you are not healing on the inside and doing the internal work within yourself, what you are doing is basically pointless. So that is what the muse is trying to steer you clear of doing. They want you to know that if you are doing this, you need to be doing it for the right reasons, okay? So make sure that you're communicating your truth. Your intuitive knowing is on point by making sure that you are grounded and having integrity and being very direct whenever your messages are coming through. Don't try to I learned this the hard way, guys. Don't try to sugarcoat shit for people. They need if they're coming to you and they are paying you for your services, then you absolutely must be very direct, be very honest, and be very forthright. While although if you get to knowing too much about somebody that you're intuitively connecting to and there is just a message that you're not meant to give them just yet, trust your instincts. Okay? Just don't over brutalize it. But definitely don't hold anything back and speak your truth and be authentic. This is what this is talking about. So dance freely in the gates of enlightenment. By all means, open up the gates of enlightenment and be forward in it. You will gain clarity. And I will tell you as a reader, like the more you help people and the more that you can help them on their journey, the more you will actually help yourself. So as you become the master, you are also the student at the same time. And never forget that you will learn in so many different ways, in so many different aspects. And so stand strong as the muse of voices and be diplomatic. Allow your intuitive side to be integral, be very direct, blend your strategies, you know what I'm saying, um, with your intuitive knowing, and avoid the manipulation of it. So before you start a reading, simply state, all manipulative energies are not welcome in my circle, blah, 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 blah. However you do that, however you use your voice and integrate your own blending strategy, okay, within your opening circles, cleansing rituals, tool cleansing rituals, but just make sure that your tools of perceptive individuality or perceptive independence are steering clear of showy displays and you know, false beauty. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Basically, they're going to say that for a third or fourth time before they let me get off of here. And so, yeah, carry on your sword of truth. Trust, ignite, and take flight with spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's basically just what the muses are telling you. Be authoritative when it comes to honesty and integrity, and you've got this in the bag. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. And trust yourself that you can transcend through this and you can blend your own integral intelligence, you know, with your own intuitive skills. You know, that is basically the guidance that Spirit wants to give you guys today. So believe in the impossible, win-win forecaster in the situation, and always bring love into the situation. Even if there are people that are, you know, on the other end of your inbox or that are needing your help that you don't quite understand, or, you know, just try to bring love into the situation, and you're going to be able to transmute that really, really well. So, let me see. Is there a final card? Is there a final card? Go ahead and pull one from the mermaids. Pull one last final message from the mermaids, and then I'm going to jump off of here, guys. So, sorry. My bad. Okay. This is going to be just a message to help you guys navigate through emotional things. You know, if you guys are going through some emotional things and you need some guidance on that, we're just going to get you an energy clearing card right now. And wow, that was quick. Okay, so we have the present. This is a very beautiful card. I don't get this very much, but it's basically about enjoying the present moment, the gifts of the moment, the treasure of the moments, revelation of your own value in the moment, and the nowness in the moment. They wanted me to reiterate that with everything that they made me say. So the card number for this is number 12. So when I add that together in numerology, I get the power of 3. You know what I'm saying? The power of 3 energy has been very, 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 very strong and very repetitive in the collective for the last several weeks. And I've been wondering myself what this power of 3 energy was all about. I was always taught that the power of 3 is always the strongest when manifesting. So I really feel like a lot of us on the grid are connecting by powers of 3. That could also be part of that message, why they maybe do this. But anyway, let's see. What's the card say? I'm gonna read the meaning of it to you. Okay, so this is about gift, treasure, revelation of own value, nowness. We've heard that in the warm, semi-tropical waters of Australia's Moreton Bay, a group of marine biologists have recently recorded fascinating new interactions between dolphins and humans. This is crazy because I've also been channeling lots of dolphins lately, which dolphins are animals that actually come from Sirius B. So this could be a message for some of you guys that are Sirius starseeds. Okay, I'm just going to put that out there. The dolphin of this beautiful place have been for over 10 years now. This is also reminding me of echolocation, how they communicate through sonar, through radio frequencies and the sounds that carry through the water. They can hear each other. This is really reminding me very heavily of the collective ability to tap into your cognizance, your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentient abilities. So, anyway, sorry about that. For over 10 years now, these dolphins have been bringing to biologists eels, fish, shells, pieces of treasure from the sea, refusing to take them back when they're offered to them. In a moment of interspecies reciprocity, this is moving and it's beautiful, and pure communication of sharing and energy exchange. When this card comes to you, you're being shown how the energy is being exchanged in the present moment. So, this is going to be about, there will be either a gift given or a gift received. Okay, but there can be no true gift without reciprocation. When the energy is exchanged, bonds grow closer, connection is deepened. The exchange of gifts may also be about giving the time and energy to each other, shifting and moving away from a typical kind of work for pay to a more flexible system of exchange and caretaking. Friends will offer to do things for you and be before you feel beholden to them or hesitate acceptance because you do not wish to be a burden. Remember that the joy of the gift is in giving, and a gift cannot be given unless there is a true connection. So the gift, when this card is upright, comes from a pure and good place. So it is joyful and it is given to the very, very best of intentions. It will draw you closer and create even more intimacy and trust within your relationship. A beautiful sense of partnership will evolve out of what seems like the simple act of generosity. The exchange will never end, and it's a bond forged beyond time. And as long as there is love, caring, and trust, the energy grows and ripples out into the world. So guys, to end the beginning of this video, to give it all finality, all clarification, that it's to enjoy the nowness, enjoy the present. And when you are connecting to these other people and you do decide that reading for people and being able to connect to your tools and your intuition to bring the messages of guidance and spirit, not only are you helping them in the process, but you're also learning something and you're helping yourself in the energy exchange all at the same time. So these energy exchanges aren't always about money, and if you are doing it for money, then maybe you're in it for the wrong reasons. Now, if you're doing it for the growth, the change, and the inner connections that you're going to develop with all of these people that you connect to and connect with over time, sometimes, honestly, that is the most beautiful reward, more than anything that money could ever give you. So that's more valuable than monetary gain, guys. So while we do this, and we do, like, on an aspect, we do charge for our services because we deserve that. We're putting our energy, our time, and our effort and our essence into everything that we do to be leaders and teachers and guiders and messengers for you guys. So, yes, when it comes to certain things that extremely, wear you out and drain your energy in order to help other people, yes, those energy exchanges are warranted, guys. But when it really comes down to the deeper meaning of why you do things in the present moment, the thing about it is that you're gifted and you're gifting others, and in gifting others you're just gifting yourself in return. So it's just, if you make it about one of those things that's like a never ending wheel or a never ending cycle, you're just reciprocating gratitude repetitively over and over and over. So when you're giving that energy and you have the time to give each other that energy space, and you're bringing that into your personal connections, it adds value, it adds character, it adds integrity, it helps keep you in the nowness, it helps gift you and treasure you with all the things that you're going to be connecting to and surrounding yourself in. So, with that being said, I just wanted to give that deliverance to you guys. If you guys are looking into reading and you want to know how to get, situated in your own space and, get situated within yourself to be comfortable enough to be able to, tap into that energy grid and allow yourself to give and allow yourself to receive. And it's not just about the exchanges, it's not just about the cards, it's just about the energy and the intention that you're walking around with and that you're carrying with you on a daily basis. So, if you have these things, and are guided to do these things, just know that the true reward is on the inside, and it's a gift and it's a treasure, that you can't really place a material value on. So what you've got is something that's priceless. So this is an energy exchange for both parties to connect, to love, and to be in the present and to be in the nowness of what it is that you guys are creating, and helping each other and being able to, bond with another human being. Being a reader, it's been one of the greatest pleasures of my entire life. It's just being the observer. It's one of my favorite things. And I love watching someone go through a transformation, and I love being a witness to that transformation. It's one of the things that's what lights up my inner child. So this is why I do what I do. And so I would just encourage you guys to stay in your integrity and to make sure that, you go through the cleansing rituals from your vessel to your tools and to your space, and just know that this is a beautiful journey that's to be enjoyed in the now. And so enjoy, the connections, enjoy the interactions, and enjoy the energy exchanges with others, because it's the most rewarding thing that you'll be able to experience. So, from my heart to yours, I want to wish you guys a beautiful and blessed day. And until I see you guys again, this has been a message from brandinimojo with messages and guidance from the universe. Until next time, peace out.